Well, it's Tuesday, and that means we're in the collector's attic. And when we were showing you guys the GSL Model Car Championship
Club
thing, I mentioned at least one time, and maybe a couple, that I want to enter my Lotus project, which is a pretty big project, all things considered. It's a Lotus 18 race car.
Wow.
And it's actually based on a very, 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 let me add one more, very rare kit out of the UK by a company called Startline Scale Models. And they built these things out of resin, and a lot of the metal assemblies were all done at the bench by hand, soldered together and delivered to people, photo etch. They were very, very limited runs. I have no idea what those runs were, but the prices tended to reflect that. So the Lotus 18 was 1,200 pounds. 1,200 pounds. And so that, at that time, given the exchange rate, would have been somewhere north of $2,500. And that's at a time when $2,500 was a lot more money than it is now.
Yes.
So it was very, very, very expensive kit. They had Porsche 356 Speedster and a coupe, Porsche 550 Spider, Porsche 550 Panamera, just all kinds of different kits here, and all very expensive. The most expensive one, the Ferrari 250 GTO, for 5,250 pounds.
Wow.
So with the exchange rate on that at the time, somewhere well north of $10,000.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and these are for the kits, mind you, not finished models.
Sheesh.
And the instructions look something like this. They were high tech for their day, but they're pretty close to just mimeographed in a way. But they're done on just some sort of Xerox printing machine, and they show you all your different photo etch and so on and so forth. Now, how did I acquire this thing?
That's a good question.
Yeah, well, I've always wanted to get one of these things, so I have an auto search set up on eBay.
Yes.
As long as I've had an auto search set up on eBay, this is the only one that has ever come up.
Wow.
So they just don't come up. And that's not for the Lotus, that's for any of them. Any of them. And parts were missing, somebody had started it, blah, 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 blah. And a couple of very important parts are missing, like the engine. So it's going to be a project for me. I started on it in California, starting to cobble it together and painting it and so on and so forth. Now all that paint all needs to be touched up because it's been through hell and back as it's been moved around and so on. But I do want to get this guy finished, and I do want to put a proper engine in it and so on. The suspension is really neat. It's all soldered brass rod.
Oh my.
So they had some sort of jig where they would cut all of these pieces out, and then somebody would sit there at the bench and solder all of this frame together and everything.
I wonder it was expensive.
Yeah, yeah. And then all of the main parts of the thing are cast out of resin.
Resin.
So here's the tail
neat.
cone, and it's a fairly thick resin casting, and I can even see where they've had to carve away some of the rubber mold.
It looks like it's made out of wood, though. I mean, if you look at the sides,
it
looks wooden.
Yeah, but it's a cast urethane and resin, and then I've painted the thing and started on that, but now it's kind of scratched and
dusty.
and dusty for sure.
Yeah.
Here's the main body, and it's got some weight to it because it's that solid resin.
It feels like metal.
It does, doesn't it?
It's got that.
You'd think that's an aluminum casting, not a resin casting.
Well, this part looks aluminum, but then I turn it over, it has that same rough look. Looks like wood right here.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd swear because of the urethane
it looks
color.
like pine.
And
That's interesting.
But that's the body. And in spite of the cost, some of the stuff you look at and you go, really?
Mm-hmm.
So for example, the grill here is just cast into the urethane, and not very good at all. So anyway, the guy who had it, who was selling it on eBay, he'd gotten it from somebody else and he was going to put it together, and he became disillusioned when he realized the engine was missing, and I guess he'd paid a reasonable amount of money, so he just stuck it on eBay for bid.
Oh.
So I sniped.
Oh.
I think I got it for $40.
Oh. Well, there you go. Now, if anybody out there has an engine.
Yeah. If you know anybody with the engine to this guy.
Small V8.
Yeah. It's
small block.
It's got an engine in it, but it's not the one that I'm going to use. Here's the main body pan.
Oh, there you go.
And somebody put together, but this is a 12th scale engine, and it doesn't fit really at all, and they've done some cutting and splicing. It's reasonably close to what goes in there, and I need to do a little more research on it, but it's a little bit Mickey Mouse, not to insult Mickey Mouse, but it's got some problems with all of that. But I hope I'm clever enough that I can figure out a workaround and a solution.
So it's like front wheel. Oh, this is in the back.
This is in the back.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, I was trying to figure out where the
driver sits here.
The transmission's in the back.
And forever I've been collecting 8th scale diorama parts, and we've got these snap-on toolboxes that you see here, and a whole bunch of 8th scale model cars that are actually cute, and the boxes for those and so
Charming.
on. So some of that stuff is here with this car.
Oh.
So this will all go into a diorama, maybe not
Check
with
it
this
out.
car or whatever, but here's the oxyacetylene
Need some welding done?
that goes, because you know me in 8th scale.
Oh, that's
So
just as
I want
cute
to
as
build
Bug's
a
ear.
diorama of a really cool collector's garage in 8th scale.
Oh, that's awesome.
Here's the air compressor.
Oh.
So that's pretty dang cool. And here's another floor jack. We already have one. Now we have two.
Oh, wow. Look at that. It really works.
Yeah. So a bunch of stuff like that. Here's a battery charger and
Dang.
an automatic welder. So this is the welder and this is the battery charger. So all this stuff
clips?
is, I stashed with this, but it all goes in the garage when the garage diorama gets built.
We need to work on that.
We need to work on that. But mostly I do want to get back to this guy. Here's all the hardware,
Oh, wow.
the screws and bits and pieces, and I've tried to separate it all out and keep that as organized as humanly possible. This is intriguing. These are the tires. You have to spell that with a Y because it's British. But they have this little flaw where they did the casting, and you're supposed to just set the model on that so that you can't see it. And I think that's probably acceptable. But a urethane tire would be so much better in actual rubber, but finding the correct tires, spelled with a Y, might be challenging. So I have that to consider going forward. And it does have the wheels, which are the proper wheels.
Oh, and that's like what the urethane would look like before it's painted,
Yeah,
right?
so
Because
that's the color of the urethane.
Oh, because it still looks like pine or something like
It
that.
does. It has that look, and then
They go inside.
and then that goes inside there.
Well, that's cool.
And then, but then not a lot of backside detail on the wheels and so on. So it's going to be a heck of a project to turn it into something that actually looks really good. And considering the 1,200 pound original price tag,
Like what?
it's like, but anyway, considering what I paid for it, I did bag some tires out of a monogram because I'll be danged if they're not just about the same size.
They're really close.
They're really close, and they fit the wheels and
They
everything.
got your old bias ply
So
tires.
I was-
Oh, hey.
And here's the seat.
White walls.
reasonably decent seat for the thing and so on. So anyway, it's a project, and I've always wanted to finish it up and enter it in the GSL, and that was my intent when I started on this 6 or 7 years ago, before the big layoff and the big forced retirement and the big this, that, and the other thing, and
so there it is.
Various moving and all kinds of things. So it's back here. It's now out of its box. It's here at the workbench. That might get me off my my butt and actually working on it, because 3 years hence, the next GSL.
And
you
I
should
have
finish your
my Impala is up in the actual attic. It's up there in a box.
Yeah, so you've got, and you've got the Camaro too that you wanted to do. So one or the other. The Camaro's in 8th scale, so that'll look really neat with this one.
I'll race you.
Yeah, there you go. Yours probably has a better engine.
It has an engine.
It has an engine. And I'm still sort of working on that. There is a couple of really nice 1/12 scale versions of this car on the market, and I think that's where that engine came from that they're trying to shove in there. That's the wrong size and everything. But I'm thinking of buying one of those 12th scales so that I can get a better sense of what I'm missing and what I need to do. And between that and documentation, I think I can cobble together the missing parts, maybe do some 3D printing.
I was just going to say, you need a 3D printer.
Yeah,
they do everything.
Well, now the easy way to do 3D printing is you just send that out to a printing company, and they'll use their $250,000 printer that does really good work, and then you get back excellent prints, and you don't have to fix the printer when it blows up, which they do all the time.
They can fix it, yeah.
That's the easy way to do 3D printing.
Call them up for an engine.
Help! So there it is. Well, if you haven't been over to the channel, pop over to the channel and binge watch a whole bunch of other collectors' attics and all sorts of things. And
while you're building your model.
While you're building your model, so you don't end up in a situation like this.
Yes.
And then you can enter the GSL in 3 years as well. And we'll all be there competing handily for top honors. Unless someone shows up with a scratch-built Caterham Super 7, in which case it's over before it even starts.
Yeah.
And which always happens every year. So
yeah.
Not necessarily Caterham, but some model walks through the door and you go,
we're done.
Okay, I thought I was competitive. I was wrong. Anyway, pop over to the channel, and if you're not a subscriber, you want to subscribe. Are we ready for the subscribe button?
Absolutely.
Okay, here it comes. Zoink! Right there. Blue button that says subscribe. Well, we're not sure how you found this movie on the internet. We hope you didn't find it boring, and we will see you here on Sunday with the Sunday Drive. We'll see you then.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.